All right, today we are still doing the practice of the Bhagavad Gita, and today is day 65. And for today's session, I have chosen the 26th shlok of the 18th adhyay, verse 26 of chapter 18. Let me chant it for you as usual. Mukta sango naham vadi dhrityutsaha samanvita siddhya siddhyor nirvikara karta satvika uchyate. Bhagwan is telling Arjun, free from attachment, unegoistic, endowed with firmness and zeal, and unswayed by success and failure, such a doer is said to be sattvic. We have all been born on earth, which is called karma bhumi. Why karma bhumi? Because here on earth, action is compulsory. Whatever you do, you have to perform. You are performing an action. Even if you say, I'm doing nothing, see in that word, in that phrase, I am doing nothing, there is still a doing. So whatever, even if you're just lying down, even if you're just sitting, it is still an action, and every action incurs karma in accordance with the action. All actions can be either sattvic, rajasic, or tamasic, and the karma which it incurs depends on whether it is sattvic, rajasic, or tamasic. So today's shloka describes the doer who is sattvic. We are all doers. Every one of us is a doer. But are you a sattvic doer, a rajasic doer, or a tamasic doer? Today we will see only sattvic. So the first sign of a doer who is sattvic is that he is free from attachment. A sattvic doer will do every action according to his dharma, as if it is his duty. That's all. There will be no attachment of emotions, no expectations of reward, no reciprocity. All the actions, first and foremost, will be prescribed actions according to the Shastras. The bhav with which he will do the action will be kartavya bhav, duty, and there will be no expectation of a particular outcome, and it will definitely be a dharmic action. So this is free from attachment. That means no expectation of any particular kind from this action. What will be our sadhana to see whether we are doing our actions free from attachment, or are there some subtle attachments left in our action? Become aware of the subtle expectations that may be there in your action. Also become aware of the emotions attached to that action, emotions attached to the expectations, and see what emotion arises when your expectation is met, and see what emotion arises when your expectation is not fulfilled. And then you'll have an idea whether your action was sattvic, rajasic, or tamasic. More on this, of course, tomorrow. Second lakshan of a sattvic doer is that he is unegoistic. When a sattvic person does an action, there is no sense of aham. Aham means I-ness. I did this. Wow, I'm so great. I could do this fantastic action. So there is no ahankar in the action. He performs the action fully conscious of the fact that he is an instrument of the divine will. He is being guided by a higher energy, and he accepts all the outcomes as prasad buddhi. Just like you go to a temple, whatever prasad is given to you, you accept that. Like that, you accept all outcomes with prasad buddhi. So sadhana is to be in gratitude. Be in gratitude for the ability to perform actions correctly. Okay? Be aware before the action, be aware during the action, be aware at the end of the action. For that, once we had done a sadhana of Om, Tat, Sat. All three words depict the Paramatma. So remember Om during the beginning of the action, Tat, that. During the action, remember Bhagwan, Sat, at the end of the action. That was the sadhana we had done many years ago. A sattvic doer, Bhagwan says, is endowed with firmness, dhriti. If we ever need firmness in any area of our life, for any goal, it should be definitely the goal of liberation. Because we live in a sansar where the path to moksha is very slippery. We can trip, we can fall, it's a steep climb from where we are, and it is full of distractions. Any moment you can slip and fall. Even the last point of unegoistic, if you get the ahankar of not being the doer, then also you will fall. So one needs to walk on this path with firm steps so that we do not trip, we do not fall, we do not slip, we do not get distracted. Belief in the goal, faith, these are the things that will help you have firmness in your resolve for liberation. We cannot just float through life. You know, people throw logs of wood in the river, and then those logs simply float till they reach the destination that is intended. But if you just float, you may get stuck somewhere. If you just float, you may float somewhere else, which is not your destination. Therefore, you must have a goal. You cannot just float through life. Have a goal and then prioritize your actions to take you directly towards the goal with firmness, dhriti. Fourth, Bhagwan says, a sattvic doer is endowed with zeal, utsa. If you remember when we did the factors of Karma Yoga, one of the factors of Karma Yoga is that you do your work with 100% efficiency and enthusiasm. And this can only be done if you're fully convinced of the value of the task that you're doing, right? The same task can be done enthusiastically or it can be done grudgingly. But a sattvic doer will do the same task wherever he's doing it with enthusiasm and zeal. For example, many of you will come to Siva and do a beautiful seva, whether it is sweeping the floor or whether it is, cooking a meal or whether it is washing the dishes. You do all that with so much enthusiasm when you come to Siva for the satsangs. But are you doing those same tasks with enthusiasm at your own home? Are you doing those same tasks with 100% zeal and joy and fun at your own home? Sadhana, to watch that, okay? keep a mindset that whatever task you're doing and wherever you're doing it and for whoever you're doing it, it should always be done with enthusiasm, as if you were serving Bhagwan. Why would I be serving Bhagwan in my home? Because Bhagwan is everywhere. Bhagwan is in everyone. Bhagwan is who you are, who your family members are. Therefore, you do every task, whatever it may be, with zeal, utsa, enthusiasm, and joy. Try it out. The fifth point of a sattvic doer is that he is unswayed by success and failure. Chapter 2 we have already done. Karmanye vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Bhagwan has already explained to Arjun that you have only a right to work, to do actions. You have no right to dictate whether the action will be successful or a failure. That is not in your hands. You just do your 100%. Then if success comes, if you have intended something and you get it, if you have intended something and you don't get it, either way, it is his will. But you cannot just rely on Bhagwan's will. You do your 100% and then you will get the result according to your karma, what you deserve, what you have earned. All right? If you are a sattvic doer, you will not be wasting your time, you will not be wasting your energy on worrying about success or worrying about failure. When we do a task with worry, half our energy goes in the worry and only half our energy will go in being efficiently in the task. Therefore, our success is always a big question mark. Sadhana, do every task to the best of your ability. Don't compare with other people. Don't compete also with other people. Do your 100%. That's all. And then whatever result comes, success or failure, don't be swayed. Don't go into emotion. Don't go into sadness. Don't go to elation. Stay kutastha. Stay firmly centered. Okay? So these are the 5 lakshans of a sattvic doer. Perhaps tomorrow I will take rajasic doer. More tomorrow.